Welcome, everyone. We are delighted to have with us Shaykh Burhanuddin Herman. He is a contemporary mystic of ancient tradition, called onto the Sufi path at a young age. He went through the classic Dervish training under the direct guidance of a master. He received direct transmission of the Naqshbandi Sufi order, one of the most ancient and authoritative of the many existing Sufi orders, known variously through the ages as the School of the Masters of Wisdom, the Way of the Scientists of the Soul, and the Path of Love. Today, Shaykh Burhanuddin leads spiritual meetings and retreats worldwide in service of people's spiritual needs. In addition, he is the author of 3 books, The Camel on the Roof, The Metropolitan Dervish, and Sufism. He's also a musician and the founder of the Dervish Orchestra. Welcome, Shaykh Burhanuddin. Thank you for the gift of your time and presence. It is a joy and an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So it was written that your teaching method can be summarized in the words, there is no religion, no belief greater than life. And these words share great similarity with our society's motto, which is there is no religion higher than truth, but truth being satya, the ultimate divine essence. So there is no belief greater than life. Can you share the spirit behind those words?
Well, we say in the tradition, life is always right, yeah, because it is what is, yeah. It is the mirror in which we have to look every single day, right? It's our life. Life is not just a word, it is representing an energy, yeah. It represents a cosmic energy. It is the cosmos, yeah. So, and this energy is eternal, right? And of course, it has sisters and brothers. Truth is the brother of it. Love is the sister, right? So music would be the child. Yeah. So, yeah.
You have had a very rich, meaningful life. I heard some of the interviews you had from an early age. You wanted to find a teacher. You spent a lot of time alone in the forest,
Right.
and you found a photo of Ramana Maharshi when you were quite young. That caused an
Yes.
impression on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Later on, you also found a photo of the master who will become your teacher.
Yes.
A lady put a book on your lap, and you found the photo there.
Right.
So do you feel that there was an internal condition within you, or a longing to meet your teacher, that created or called forth those circumstances?
I think when something appears already in your childhood, very strong, like it was always in my mind, to feel this need of a master, yeah. And and I knew that he has to have a beard, yeah. That was something that somehow it was clear to me. And yeah, it's difficult to really describe it, but also the ways it happens, you see, there is you can say there are karmic bonds, yeah. And they're not only karmic bonds that we have with love relations before, or this kind of things. But I think the strongest bonds is with high spiritual people. And Yeah.
Mhm. Tell us a little bit about your days as a child in the forest.
Well, the most important for me as a child, and it is still kind of very, very important, is the sun. Yeah. I was always oriented towards the sun. Yeah. That the sun was always my first contact, looking for the sun, looking for nature was a very deep need for me. And I was lucky to be grown up 100 meters from a beautiful forest, you know, and and I was always drawn towards the forest. It was like calling me, and I had a very uh, understanding mother, yeah, that was not too worried about me. That I would spend days and also nights in the forest, and so in this sense, I was very privileged to have a life in nature from very, very young. Yes,
Mm. Later on, you came in touch with Buddhism, with
yes,
Tibetan Buddhism,
right.
and also on an early age, you left Germany and went to India
Yes,
to find a teacher.
right.
And there in the north of India, you had an important experience close to a waterfall. Can you tell us a little about that experience?
Yes, I had I was living in the Himalayas at that moment, and I made a walk alone, and I came towards this beautiful waterfall. And what happened to me there was that the waterfall somehow entered inside of me, and through this, I left the body, and I went out of myself, and it went higher and higher and higher, and somehow I met the I entered in a divine presence, yeah, to say so. And I was thinking, this is it. This is all I want. This is all I'm for, and I would stay here. No, but then the divine said, no, you can't stay here. Yeah, there is your mother. There is people. They need you. Yeah. And I was starting to discuss. I was saying, my mother will be all right. Yeah. And there's nobody that needs me, and I am it is fine, I can stay here, all right. But the divine said, no, you can't stay here. You have to come back and you have to fulfill your duties. And so I was forced back in the body that was like going very fast, yeah. And I felt a little bit sad about it, yeah, that they sent me back. And yeah, it was okay finally, but
Mhm.
I would
And,
have
mhm.
been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you were 18 then.
right. I was 18. Yeah.
So you went back home to Germany
Yes,
eventually.
I went back home to Germany. It was very difficult. I found it extremely noisy. I found it very weird. Yeah, it was very difficult for me to really integrate again.
Mm.
But yeah, it was okay.
Do you think that request of being available to others is an important part of the spiritual life?
Well, I think that all our purpose, if you look to the cosmos, if you look to this divine symphony, yeah, is that we have two purposes or two functions, towards it. And if you look to nature, you can see that every animal, fulfills the purpose of maintaining the harmony of nature. Yeah, right? It is like a part of it, it plays its part perfectly, and it maintains the beauty of nature. No? So we have a consciousness, and so we are also a witness, of it first. We can witness it, we can understand somehow that there is a source, that there is a force also. But also we have to learn to maintain it, to bring harmony, in not to disturb the harmony that is given to us, that is shown in the existence, on all levels, on relationships, on how we are with nature, that we are living in a spaceship at the end of the day that carries us through space, and we are not behaving very intelligent with it, So I always loved nature. I always loved Earth, and it is something that naturally everyone should have that. But through our lifestyle, we are getting very separate from it, and we forget about it actually. We forget about the elements. We don't have a good relation with water. We don't have a good relation with air, with earth, and so on. Yeah.
Mhm. In one of your interviews, you said, if I were to write a book, the first sentence would be, God exists.
Mhm.
And you seem to say that with the conviction of someone who has seen up close the workings of that supreme intelligence or that supreme love. Could you comment on this?
Well, you see, when you meet, I think you meet the divine in if you really meet it in its essential aspect, it will not be first love. It will be a force, And if we look at physics, how they describe the beginning of the universe, that there was a prime atom, and then there was an explosion, and this explosion is a force, It is the biggest force there is. There is no other force than that, So we know by many sacred books that the divine is described as a light, yeah. And you see, the light has many spectrums. Yeah, there can be a candlelight that is very nice to look at. This is very sweet. Then there can be the sunlight in the midday that is impossible for us to look in it, without getting harmed. And then we have laser light, yeah, that is 1,000 times stronger. No, and then we have the divine light that cannot be really described, but the force is so overwhelming, that it deletes everything. Yeah, it dissolves everything. There is not anything that exists else. Yeah. So when it tunes down, yeah, we can exist in a frame of time and space for a time, And so we have the sunlight that is the embodiment, the planetary embodiment of the divine light. Yeah. Gives us life, gives us many other things that people usually are not aware on it. Yeah, it gives also information, it gives us teachings. But we have to tune in to really receive that, So the meeting with the divine is not necessarily just sweet. Yeah. And in my case, uh, I had both, you can say, but the first one was demolishing, yeah, terrifying, shocking, yeah, about how absolute this force controls us, yeah. I mean, in an intimacy that you can really describe it. It is, for example, if you ask yourself, what is the source of my thoughts? Yeah, you will not find it. Yeah, you can not trace your thoughts back. Yeah, they disappear, right? You cannot say my thought is precisely coming from this and this place. Yes. Well, when you meet the divine, you will understand what is the source. Yeah. Everything, absolutely everything comes from it. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. In a similar line, let's talk a little bit about your master. You met Sheikh Nassim,
Mhm.
and the first time you saw him, you fainted.
Yeah.
I have heard that. I haven't heard this in other traditions, but I have heard that this happens within the Sufi tradition. Is a sign of having met your true teacher. Is that right?
No, no. I,
Mm.
I never heard that honestly,
Okay.
but it happened to me like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if that is in other traditions the way or not. Well, this is just as it happened to me, It was not my choice.
And do you know why this happened?
Um, I think I was too much in resistance of
Mm.
something. Yeah. And the light that he carried, the force that he carried was uh, not digestible to me in another way than just passing out. Yeah.
Right. You talk about uh, different stages of awakening. You made a difference between being awake and being enlightened. And
Yes.
some teachers are kings.
Right.
So
Well, it is,
your teacher was one of those teachers.
he was a king size.
Mhm.
Yes. He is still a king size because they are not going away. But he's just in another
He,
dimension.
he he passed away in 2014, I believe. And what is your relationship with him now?
I'm very connected with him. Yeah. I'm in some aspect you can say I live with him stronger than before.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm. In one of your interviews, you said that he was and is the love of your life,
Yes.
and that was extremely touching to hear, and also very hopeful in the sense that there are still people in the world that can offer that and that can connect with that, both ways.
Right.
Um, so, what would you say has been the greatest role of your teacher in your life?
He took many roles. He was my father also. Yeah. In a way. And he behaved like a father from the East behaves. So it's not like the way of education in the East is a little different than in the West. So it is a bit stricter, a bit clearer. Yeah. Mm, let's say the intimacy between the children and the parents is stronger. Yeah. So it was always clear what he wanted. Yeah. And that was one. The other role he had was almost like a lover, like someone that you just, even though he was a man, but I can say that also I felt him like a woman, in a way. Yeah, that he is a beloved one, no?
Mhm.
And he was very beautiful also. Yeah, extremely beautiful. Yeah. For a man, you say handsome, no, but he was more than handsome. He was beautiful. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah,
So at the beginning of when you became in contact with him, he made some requests or
yes,
that you, for example, that you stop listening to music or play music,
yeah,
um, and you follow those wholeheartedly, even though you were so connected to music,
right.
and that had a purpose, right?
Well, he understood that at that time, music for me was uh, a replacement, yeah, or the only way for me to really come in contact with my emotions. Yeah, it was like a channel, let's say, no,
Mm.
and he was that was one thing he understood also because I was starting to have a career as a musician, no, in a time where it was much easier than today. Yeah. So we had already a record contract and this kind of thing that which was a big thing at that time, to have a record contract was the door open, let's say, no. And so he said, no music playing, no music listening, no TV watching, no radio listening. And if I would listen somewhere, something, I should either put my fingers in the ears or just leave. No? Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. It wasn't too difficult because I lived the first 3 years with him, basically all the year. No? And on the place that he lived, it is a very remote village in Cyprus, northern Cyprus. And honestly, there was not much of music uh, to hear. No, so it wasn't so difficult to avoid it. Yeah, but internally for me it was very difficult, very very difficult. Yeah,
But you did do the singing within, or the chantings and the prayers
yeah.
with
This
him.
was that
Mhm.
was a little comforting. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Let's see. So let's talk a little bit about Sufism, or your experience in the Sufi way. It seems to me that Sufism makes a lot of emphasis on practice
Mm.
instead of fantasizing about theoretical things. Let's get to work kind of approach. And you have several practices. A few that I'm interested that we talk about. One of them is the practice of remembrance. What are the things you remember?
Well, it's called remembrance, which means dhikr in the Arabic word. It's the word is dhikr because uh, most of us we forgot about the source, we forgot about our origin, we forgot about our own soul. Yeah, that we hear the word, but we do not know the reality of it mostly. Yeah, yeah, that we meet our soul or that we can understand the contact to it. Yeah, that we can communicate. with it, or that we can at least hear it. Yeah. So this is the first step to repair that lost connection. No, and there is zikrs. This could be translated as mantras. Yeah, for the Western people, it's easy to understand that word. Yeah. So these are holy names. Yeah, and holy names means a name that connects you to something holy. Yeah, and um, to the sacredness of life, to the sacredness of the cosmos, and of course, always to reunite you with the divine. No, and but we have other zikrs as well. We have, for example, the mantra of thank you. Yeah, very, very important. No, or we ask forgiveness. Yeah, that's another one that is in Arabic. It is astaghfirullah, and those mantras, they neutralize certain heavinesses in us. Yeah, like traumas. No, for example, there is others as well. It's quite a science, you can say. No, yeah, this is not just one mantra. It is a lot of different phrases. It can be Quranic phrases also. Yeah, that I call the Book of Love, and yeah, it's complex.
Yes, the one of forgiveness and gratitude, or giving thanks, that seems to be a practice that you do throughout the day. So if something shows up within our internal experience, we can either be grateful or ask for forgiveness. Is that right?
No, the first thing is, we have these two forces in us. Yeah, one is the force that nothing, whatever comes to your life, satisfies you. Yeah, it's like nothing is good enough. It doesn't matter what is given to you. You can be stone rich, and you still miss something. You still complain about something, right? You can be in love. You can have the job of your dream, whatever it is. Yeah, something is not good. Yeah, it will not come this point where you say, "Ah, now it's good. All is good. Good, 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 good." Yeah, it is not happening. Yeah, not whatever the existence offers. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the other side, it's just the opposite. There is this uh, deep peace in us. There's a deep agreement with everything. There's a deep understanding that everything as it is just all right. And there is not this resistance. So they are battling. Yeah. And usually we are in the lower mind, that is a mind that cannot give answers. Yeah. It only can create questions. Yeah. It is a questioner. So that is not a bad thing, you see, because without question there would be no research. Yeah. There would be no progress, right? There would be no discoveries and so on and so on. But in the emotional life, in our relationship life, that mind is useless. Yeah. It cannot really give us good answers. Yeah. So then we have a higher mind that is uh, not sending permanently something, but it receives. Yeah. And that is the one that pacifies you and gives you peace and allows you to live without conflict. No. So yeah.
So the repetition of gratitude is toward everything, really, toward whatever comes.
Absolutely. Look,
Mhm.
finally, you should come in a state where you inhale and you hold the breath for a moment and you feel this joy, this immense joy, of just being alive. Yeah. Being alive. You see, this is the greatest joy already. Yeah. And then you exhale and it's just so beautiful. You understand? It should become your second nature. It's not that you all the time repeat it with your tongue. You have to put it in your cells. It has to arrive in your body, right? Then it becomes true. Yeah. If it is just in the mind, is good. It's a good beginning. Yeah. Then somehow you connect it emotionally, but to make it a reality, it must be in your system. Yeah. It must be just there. Yeah. All the time, present. So you wake up happy. And that's one sign, for example. Yeah.
Mm.
You're not going in your mind in the beginning around and look for the pain. No. But you allow yourself, you can connect with gratefulness. Yeah. Even in the darkest moments, you see, you will understand that all that has to be, yeah, that there is not an against you because things are difficult. Yeah. We would not learn anything if there is everything easy. Then we don't need to come here. Yeah. This is the third dimension, is a difficult one, is a troubled one. Yeah, because it's under the number three. So there is always two against one. If you have three children, you understand what I mean. Yeah. And there are three friends or three partners and so on. There is always three against one. Yeah. So it is a dynamic number. Yeah. There cannot be stability in this dimension. There is always change, 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 change. That's not in all other dimensions the same. Yeah. But in the third one, it is the principle. Yeah. It is changing, 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 changing. You cannot hold a thing here. Right.
Mhm.
So you have to live with it. You have to somehow go beyond that, no? And see where there is stability, where there is peace, where there is silence, where there is harmony, right?
Mm. It also seems that the practices that you do go quite straight to confront the ego structure and to become more and more increasingly aware of it. And you mentioned there is a practice that the first step is to observe the ways in which we complain, to observe the way we complain about small things and big things.
Yes. We start with the complainer. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That is
I think I think we all know that guy.
yeah, of course we have the complainer, and the complainer is a brother to the saboteur. Yeah. Yeah. That you know things, but you don't live them, you don't put them in practice, you sabotage yourself. Yeah. And we have a lot of uh, uh, energy in that. Yeah. And by observing those roles, those archetypes, let's say, you become aware where they are acting in your life, where they are um, moving, no? Right? And when you have it in the spotlight, it's not anymore so impulsive inside of you, you know? You become a bit more cautious, a bit more aware, right? So your perception is better, yeah, about yourself. And that allows you to take control over your emotions. No?
Mhm. Can you also see like what's behind or the complaining or what's what's the source of it? Is that also the purpose?
We do not encourage people to become a psychoanalyst on yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nothing against that, but this is not how we do. Yeah. But keep on looking on it. No? Don't try to think on it all the time. It will appear by itself. You see? By looking on it, you will find sooner or later if there is anything connected to your childhood, if there is anything, if there was a trigger, yeah. And the most important is to see if the complaining becomes less, yeah.
Mm,
And that means it worked, yeah, right. So
right.
we do not have to dig in the last corner of the cellar, you know. That is not really the aim, yeah. The aim is go out of the cellar, yeah. Somehow step up, yeah.
Mhm. And then you do the same thing with what causes anger, what creates fear, and so you begin to see the ego mechanisms, right?
Yeah, we have a triangle of anger, sadness, and fear, yeah. As usually where we are living in the beginning, no? Yeah. And anger is, I like angry people, yeah. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm very angry myself also. Yeah. I have a very angry personality. Yeah. Yeah. My sheikh always used to call me the most angry one. Yeah. And I was very angry when he said that. Made me always angry. And now it's maybe a little less, but there is this angry personalities. And so anger is great because when you when you hold the anger, when you can learn to hold the anger, yeah, without bypassing it, yeah, without suppressing it, yeah, but you hold it, yeah, you cook it somehow, no, then anger turns into strength, no, and in calmness, actually, yeah. So, and you see that it covers sadness, yeah. Yeah, the
Mhm.
anger is very, very short under the surface. Yeah, I mean, you drive a car, you understand. Yeah, the anger is there. The traffic light becomes red. Pum. Yeah, you get angry. Yeah, some people do. Yeah, maybe not you, but some people. Yeah. Or someone cuts you. Yeah, or someone does anything you don't like. You or there is a traffic jam. Yeah, you become angry. Yeah, whatever. Right? Anger is easy to find. Yeah, it is not something you need to be sensitive for. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it's very helpful. And and under it is the sadness. Yeah, that is also present. Yeah, with everyone. No, and sadness has many layers. Also, there is also sweet sadness. Yeah, there's beautiful sadness. Right. And we call that the sadness of the heart. Yeah, it's more a longing, no? And then there is ego sadness that is would be the sadness that is caused when you feel to be a victim in your life about something. Yeah, and um, and in the deepest layer is fear. Yeah, right. And fear for most people, it's already the word fear creates fear. Yeah, difficult for people to approach to fear, no? But fear must become your passion, yeah, to go on it, to go to it, right? Yeah.
Mm.
It's a great guide. Yeah, you can say what you fear, that's the path. No? Yeah. When there
Oh,
is fear there, that is the path for you. Yeah. Right? Because fear is blind. Yeah. So you have to go and see. No? Yeah. So if we act out of fear in our life, we blind ourselves. Yeah. And we get confused in our life. We cannot know what is the next step, what is our direction. Yeah. It's so difficult. Yeah. We have one thought that day, we have another thought another day. No? And that is because of fear. Yeah. And when the fear goes from you, or you can pierce through it, yeah, you understand. Yeah.
mhm.
Right.
You also said that one can be good at certain disciplines, fasting or some ascetic practices, but to really to really know yourself, you have to really work. You have to really want it too. It's not always. It's like truth, not always pleasant, not always easy.
We say the truth is always against you. And that's something you need to learn. Yeah. That's why you don't, it's why we don't go there, because it's against us. Yeah. The ego lives in this idealized image, yeah, that it carries the best mind, for example, yeah, and and because of that, it is always right, yeah. The others are wrong, no, and so on and so on, yeah. So when the truth enters, um, it will cut you, yeah. It will be not funny, yeah.
Mm,
And the deeper you go, the harder it becomes, yeah. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of people that say I'm a spiritual person. Yeah. But at the end of the day, most of them do what they want. Yeah. No, they meditate or whatever they call it. But does it really have an influence on our world? Yeah. I mean, we have never had so many people in this world meditating, right? Or doing any kind of other spiritual activities. So what is the result? Yeah. Are we going up? It doesn't look like, no?
right.
So they think they're on a path, yeah, but in reality, not, yeah.
I,
And on the other hand, it is one person needed, only one person that can change the surface of this world, yeah. And for this reason, all the traditions, as far I know them, they're waiting for that person also, yeah, for the messiahs, for the one that brings light back. No, you find it in every holy scriptures. No, in Hinduism it's Kalkati, in Buddhism it's Maitreya, in Islam it is Mehdi, in Christianity they wait for the return of Jesus. No, in Judaism they uh, wait for the messiahs, right? So that just is a symbol of the consciousness that we know. Yeah, we carry this incredible power, in us. Yeah, we carry a divine power in us because a creator creates creators. Yeah, right. And now you are creating your life. You are all the time creating your life, but you have forgotten how to create it. Yeah, that is the problem. Yeah. So you create all kinds of nonsense. Yeah, all kinds of pain. Yeah, all kinds of misery. Yeah, and you ask yourself, how the heck is that? Yeah, right.
right.
So you have to go through lots of things, yeah, until you understand what you are doing. Yeah, no,
Yeah, and that takes us to another subject that I'm interested also in, which is the heart. and the heart as a spiritual consciousness.
Right.
Um, and we'll talk about the heart in a moment, but particularly connected to um, this lack of clarity that we may have, that sometimes some of the desires of becoming, or the desires of finding the purpose of your life. You mentioned in one interview, a lot of people are becoming healers, healers before they have healed themselves. And it seems like sometimes we look for a life purpose as another clever strategy to look outside and not to do the work. So how to distinguish from personal desire from the wisdom of the heart?
Well, the heart, the heart brings you to the 0 point. Yeah, you become nothing. You become a nobody. Yeah, you you understand that there is no importance about you. Yeah, think yourself in this cosmos. Yeah, only in this galaxy. Yeah. You see, there is this famous picture from Voyager 1 that is the first satellite that has been sent to space. Yeah, in the 80s, I think it started. And one of the last pictures it sent before it entered into the interstellar space that is with a very strong radiation, and then some functions didn't work anymore, was a picture from our galaxy. Yeah. And NASA was sending this picture, and they had to put a red arrow in the picture to show where is the Earth, because you can't see a thing. You just see clouds of particles, and you don't really understand, well, what is it here. So we are a tiny, tiny planet, and this tiny, tiny planet, you are just one, yeah, one person that makes noise, yeah, saying me, me, what about me? Worried about yourself day and night, yeah, what will happen to you? Why is it not happening like this? And so on and so on, right? And this worrying self tries everything to shine, to become big, to become important, yeah, to become lovable, to become attractive, and so on and so on, yeah. And
Hmm.
if you want the truth radically in your life, you will come to see all those things yourself, yeah. And then you can let go from certain things, no? And for us, it's very important to have a living master, because when you see it in real that it is possible to live in this in this strength of connection, in this strength of unity with the divine, you have to witness it, you have to see it to believe it, yeah. And when you see it, that it is possible moment by moment, that will motivate you, you know, yeah. And the way you love a person like this cannot be compared with any other love, you know, because that love has no conflict. It has no earthly point, There is no, you don't make money out of it, or you get a sexual pleasure from it, or whatever. There is nothing, It is just pure. Yeah.
And how does it relate to the heart?
Well, the heart is the director. Yeah. The heart is the carrier of this life energy. Yeah. So in the medicine, we are told that the brain is the most important organ, right? So when the brain is flat, when the line of the monitor is a flat line for the brain waves, you are declared dead. Yes. But it happens so often that people can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, up to half an hour, yeah, even more. They can be dead, yeah. For whatever reason, then the heart starts to beat again, and they come back to life. No, because it is the heart that carries the life command, you know. Yeah, and as long as this heart is connected, yeah, as long as it receives orders, as it receives signals, you cannot leave from this world. Yeah. So the brain is under the directorship of the heart. And the new researchers show that also, that it is like this, that it's not just a philosophical thing, but it's also effective thing. There are the amount of signals that the heart sends to the brain is the double of what the brain sends to the entire body. Yeah. And there's so many researchers what hearts do. Yeah, when they come together, people come together, they sing together, their heartbeat synchronizes, and so on and so on. No? So if you know this energy, yeah, from there you can direct all the other energies up and down. Yeah. But of course, this heart, what we talk, is not just the physical heart. There is an energetic heart. Yeah. So like, because we have many bodies, the next body, it's called the astral body. And that is the body that connects you to the cosmos. Yeah. That's why Astra means star. Yeah. So that is the body that connects you to the bigger view of life. And that's why astrology is such a powerful science. Yeah. Right. That you only need some coordinates of a person and you know everything about them. Right. So the astral body is always fully uh, harmonious. It is fully healthy. Yeah. And from there, we can repair our physical body. Yeah. Now, if we are too much disconnected, that does not work easy. Yeah. But theoretically, we can live very, very long. Yeah. And in the future, people will live longer and longer and longer as it used to be in the beginning of mankind as well. Yeah. Then we're becoming a new time again. No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, what is the dynamic between the heart and the higher mind?
Well, in a way, you can say they are one. Yeah.
Mm.
It's just a question of names in a way. Yeah. The higher mind is this mind that receives. Yeah. It is obedient. It is surrendered. Yeah. It is not questioning. It's not worried about itself. Yeah. It is not in fear. Yeah. It is in trust. It lives in trust. Yeah. And it is connected. Yeah.
And the love aspect of the heart, love with capital L.
Love with capital L. Mm, of course, love is one of the ingredients of this existence, yeah, of this cosmos. It's made out of love. Yeah. Um, in the romantic love, you must accept a certain level of pain. Yeah. Right. Um, until you are reaching a love relationship with yourself that is independent. Yeah. Towards others. But nothing in this world is 100%, you know. Even you are the greatest of the great, there is still something that you need also from others, you know. Yeah. Um, Even it is very little, but something is there. No, as long as you live among people, you know. I mean, there might be some souls they live God knows where, uh, and they have reached a transcendental state, and they can keep it because they have no interaction with the world whatsoever. Yeah, so they are in the body yet not really anymore. Yeah, they're already half in another sphere. Yeah, but those of us that live in the world, we have to come down in the body to a certain gravity, otherwise we cannot function, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you need to align certain functions in your body that you can be accessible to others also, right? So in this state, uh, a certain pain is there. Yeah.
Hmm. And do people experience, let's say, what we usually call spiritual experiences, right? Do people experience warmth, expansion in the area of the heart as they do the Sufi practices?
Sure. It's not difficult.
Hmm.
It's not difficult at all. Yeah. There's so many practicings where you can almost instantly feel, yeah, the connection to your heart. And you see, the heart, you have to understand, and you understand it fully, that the heart is the center of your life energy. Yeah. If you have a headache, you take aspirin. If you have a heartache, yeah, you call the emergency. Yeah. Because you know it is it's your life. Yeah. So and
So both physically and spiritually.
you see, the spiritual heart actually, um, see, everything is created in pairs. Yeah. Every organ is paired. Yeah, we have a left brain half, we have a right brain half, we have a left kidney, right kidney, and so on down to our reproduction organs. Everything is in pairs except the heart. Yeah, but it also has a pair. Yeah, but it's pair because it connects us to the invisible. That pair is invisible. It's on the right side of your body. Yeah.
Mm.
So we call it the heart of Jesus. Yeah. Ramana Maharshi, for example, he spoke a lot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we first concentrate on the one that we can feel clearly.
Mm. Are there teachings that you only keep for more inner circles?
Of course,
Mhm.
of course.
I believe there are like chambers of the heart, or seven chambers or something like that. Is that something that is spoken of or not so much?
It's actually nine,
Oh, it's nine. Okay.
but never mind. Seven is a good number also.
Okay.
But look, what is the benefit if you know things that are not in your reality yet? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we don't talk about chakras. Uh, we don't talk about opening the third eye. Yeah. Um, all this stuff is useless. It's dangerous also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Thanks God, those things are naturally closed. Yeah. And not accessible to you. Yeah. You have to understand that biologically, uh, the subtle center that is in relationship with our sexual energy, yeah, opens by default. Yeah. In the age between 10 and 14. And for most people, this is such a radical change in their life that their whole life is dominated under that aspect. Yeah. And they cannot think any more clear. They cannot act any more clear. You know, they are completely dominated by it. The whole world is dominated by it. Now think. Let's say the so-called third eye would open. You know, it will, it would catapult you straight to the mental house. If you are not prepared for that, if you have no idea in which world you would enter, you cannot integrate it at all. If you don't have the physical stamina for it, yeah, that you prepare your nerve system, to carry that, neither all the information, amount of information, it would just drive you nuts, you know. Yeah. So those things you shouldn't ask, you know. While the heart, when it opens, is safe, yeah, because it brings you to compassion, it brings you to love, it brings you to um, clarity, yeah, to understanding, yeah. It's clear. The heart is never complicated. Yeah, it is always talking clear to you, and you can speak to it. Yeah, I don't know if you ever tried that, but you can speak to it. Yeah, and you can say, "Thank you, my heart, that you do all this work for me so a long time. Yeah, so beautifully. Even if I'm sleeping, you're working for me. Yeah, and you can ask it also. You can ask it things. You know, you should start to live with it a little closer. No, and will make you happier. Yeah.
Thank you for that very, very important aspect of the practice. You mentioned several times that there is an urgency at this moment. It is
Yes.
urgent that we change. It is urgent that we look at the ecological, social, and political situations we live in, because we may fail. We may fail yet again as humanity, and we're running out of time. Krishnamurti would say, "The house is on fire. The house is on fire. Why would we get distracted with other things?" So, what would you say to someone who is completely willing to be part of the change? What is the most urgent action this person can take?
To understand that he is part of the creation. Yeah. So when a majority lives in greed, in anger, in fear, these are the ingredients for the apocalypse. Yeah. Every mankind produces their own apocalypse. Yeah. And they did it before us, and we are now on that point again. Yeah. I'm not saying it is going to happen tomorrow or whatever, also because we don't interfere into the divine business. Yeah, even I would know it's not allowed to say anything. Yeah. But you need to understand, if you look at your life, you ask yourself, am I creating something harmonious? Yeah. Am I a good creator? Am I creating for the benefit of others, for the benefit of the world? Yeah. Am I doing that? Yeah. Am I happy? Am I thankful? Am I content? Yeah. And that is the responsibility we have, each one of us. Yeah. So every day that you do a little more, yeah, to be a little more happier, a little more thankful, a little more graceful, yeah, a little more considerate, yeah, that will count everything, yeah. Because remember, one is enough, yeah. And I'm saying it, we do not need 1,000 Buddhas, yeah. That is, if that would be the case, we are done. Yeah, there will not. This is too high. But we need people awaken on their own responsibilities. Yeah. And to wish with all their heart, with all their mind, a harmonious world. Yeah. And if that is truly, truly in you, yeah, then you become a good creator. Yeah. Then you become a good worker. No. And let's see, you see, hopefully our talk, yeah, that I enjoyed very much, yeah, is inspiring some people. Yeah. Then we created something good, no? And and this is the way we work. Yeah. Yeah. It is not us, I'm important, I'm this and that. Yeah. No. We just listen and follow. Yeah. And we try to do it happy. Yeah. Okay. Whatever is our duty, we try to make it happy. Yes. And that's it. No.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, also, whatever will happen, yeah, it is not the end. Yeah. It's not the end of everything. And it always happens out of the love of the divine, out of his supreme intelligence, out of his supreme care. And as Rumi said, it's a long journey. Ooh, yeah. So we don't know if we are ready for a better version, yeah, of now. We shall see. More than that, I don't see that we can do, you know. Yeah. But if you do it as much wholeheartedly, you do a lot.